So the sound quality for this edition is going to be worse than usual, because I'm not turning my heaters off. It's cold. Eat me. As for Duke Nukem 3D here, what do you want from me? He's antiquated and washed up and sad, and this game came out after Doom, so it really doesn't have any excuse for looking and being so shitty. Speaking of womanizing dipshits, this here is Thousand Arms. It is unrelated to Wild Arms, though I guess you got some sort of tax write-off back then if you did a JRPG with some arms in the name. It stars Mice, M-E-I-S. I don't know what his name is. He is a sexist fella, and his game is not good, because even the cool little innovative things it does, like the camera zoom in trickery with the visual novel elements, is diluted, because he wants to grab crotches like a president would, and he is not a good person, and I didn't like playing as him. And even if other characters tell him that it's not okay to grab crotches, he is still the one you play as. So you're still the president of the United States of Amerigo Vespucci. And that's not fun for anyone. And so this is sort of a precursor to the Persona games, except for the Persona games don't grab as much vagina. And if they do, it's consenting. So I tend to like consensual vaginas more. Now maybe that means I can't be president, but that's okay. Nier Automata is a thematic game that falls into the trap of padding itself and recycling the same mundane areas again and again, so that no amount of beautiful music or interesting premises can rescue it from becoming tiresome. So really the only reason to get into this game is if you haven't played a sandbox type game for the last several years and you're blissfully unaware of how shitty and tiresome this bozo fest eventually becomes. Real pretty though, real pretty. Pretty boring. Pyre is half Ray Bradbury novel and half NBA Jam soccer game, so that's weird, but if you can stand all this visual novelization, it's really original and kinda cool. Just, you know, if in a video game, all you have to do is just be original and not suck, and even if the premises of the game don't really make sense, it'll work and it'll be better. You'll do a better job than a lot of other jobs done by video game personnel and people. Alright, so here's some issues with this here game. You can't really sell items as far as I can tell, and so you end up with a bunch of bullcrap you don't need. Some of the powerful items and rare drops are obscenely OP. Some of the enemy sprites don't really make sense relative to their power. There's giant wolves at the very beginning that are very easy to kill, and there are smaller enemies later that are harder to kill. But you know what? I'll be damned if it ain't the most organic thing you'll ever play in your life. It is probably the last great 2D AAA game that is this masterfully made. The highlight, of course, being the realization halfway through the game. It is a marvel of level design, and I love this game to the bone.
Wow!
WWE 2K17. It takes forever to load, and WWE is bad. Watch New Japan Pro Wrestling. Thank you. Here's a cool game. It is an independent fighting game. It has girls made of skulls. It is cool. It's got an inspired aesthetic. It's a cool take on an old gameplay formula. And if you like the fighting games, you should play that one. I like the Skull Ladies. Crystal's ponytail? More like Crystal's horseshit. This is Tales of Xillia. Xillia? I don't know. There are like 100 of these Tales games. This is the first one I've done for the old every game ever. It stars a young man and a spirit woman, and it doesn't matter. There's an anime plot. These games are really by the numbers as far as I can tell, and I'm dreading playing most of them. YouTube search Tales of Xillia bazongas, you will not regret it. Honestly, if you just Google bazongas, you're probably not going to regret that either. You'll never guess what happens with this one. We've got Mario and Luigi and a couple of Toad people that you'll fall all over if you play 4P. You're never beating the game that way, stupid. So play by yourself, or maybe with one other person. It's a graphics update of the same fucking game it's been for 100 years now. Man, it works. It's got a cool last level that made me laugh a little, but yeah, it's fine. It's just Mario again. You guys know Mario, right? He has a mustache.